Untrue. Yeah, the Bible is a great book if you really know how to understand it. But they're not allowed to teach it that way. They're not allowed to teach it that way because they're supposed to teach it the way that they're teaching it to keep you in the illusion that you're already in, looking for something that's outside of your body but is inside of you. The church this is the church. The church is not the church. This is the church right here. Your body is the church. This is the church. This is where God lives right here inside of you. You don't get that feeling when you go places and something letting you know that something ain't right. What is that something inside of you that's talking to you? It's something always communicating with you every single day. But y'all don't understand that. So that means that you're not in tune with yourself. God stands for generator, operator, and destroyer. Those are your three brains. The generator is the brain. You see? The generator. The operator is the heart. It's supposed to move and operate from your heart. And the destroyer is the sacral. The sacral chakra, which represents sex. So most people are getting destroyed in this world and destroying themselves because they're unable to control their sexual urges. And that's what's bounding them to this reality called earth, the physical world, the devil's playground, the material world, because you're identifying as the body, because you're letting your body control you. So when you're unable to control your sexual urges on this planet, then you're not able to get in tune with your higher self because you're moving from your lower self, which is the destroyer, the generator, the operator, and the destroyer. So you're destroying yourself every time you release your seed if you're not reproducing and procreating. That's the only way to get to the kingdom of heaven, is to refrain from sexual energy, raise it back to your brain. That's how you rebirth yourself. That's why it's called a rebirth. It's called the rebirth because if your parents birthed you through sex, you have to rebirth yourself through your own sex, with your own sexual energy. That's why it's called the rebirth, and you have to do that within yourself. That's the only way. You can have all the knowledge, you can have all the wisdom, you can have all the intelligence in the world, but the true essence of getting in tune with your higher self is by raising your sexual energy from your lower self to your higher self, to your brain. The Christ oil. You have to become the Christ within. And wisdom cannot be taught. Wisdom has to be experienced. And I'm talking about from experience. This is what I have done in order to get the knowledge and know everything that's going on in this world, because then you operate from the God mind. Then you become intelligence because you got your whole brain being powered from your sexual energy. If you can create a life with this sexual energy that God gives you, and you refrain from using it and transmute it, then you get more life when you raise it to your brain. You get more intelligence, you get more strength, you get more wisdom, you get more courage, you get more discipline, you get more confidence by raising your sexual energy back to your brain. Because God is love, and that's how you love yourself. Because as a man, I'm masculine, but my sexual energy would be feminine energy. So now I have balance between masculine and feminine energy, and now I have knowledge of who I am, because the whole purpose is to know who you are. So God created man and women in thy image of thyself. And it wasn't talking about the body. It was talking about the soul. So everything was created from sex. So if you just think about it, you have to recreate yourself through sex. And the only way that you can do that is don't have sex. And that's the hardest thing to do in this world, because you can get an orgasm with a partner, without a partner, with money, or without money. And it's the most satisfying feeling in the world. And it only lasts for a half a second. That's it. So it's like a dopamine. So God done made this sexual energy so it'll be like a drug to you because you love the feeling so much and you keep chasing that high. You see? And it's only for the ones that have discipline in order to get to the kingdom of heaven to stop having sex. In order to get in tune with God. And then once you get in tune with God, you don't even got to worry about having sex no more, because guess what happens? Everything that you know that you're supposed to be doing, you ain't got to do it. The Spirit's going to start working through you because now you got discipline. Now you have discipline. You don't stop doing the hardest thing it is to do, which is to control your sexual urges. So now it's going to be easier for you to stop doing drugs. Now it's going to be easier for you to stop eating bad foods. Now it's going to be easier for you to start working out. Now it's going to be easier for you to do all the things that are hard for you to do, because you have to become comfortable being uncomfortable. You're not getting anything in exchange for doing nothing. You have to do something to get something in exchange. And the things that are going to be beneficial for you, it's going to be hard to you to do. You're not gonna get blessings from God if you're not doing anything to get blessings. You're not gonna be favored for God. It's not that simple. You gotta have. It's gonna be a hard road. I've been on this journey for 4 years, and ever since I started saving my sexual energy and keeping it to myself, at first it was hard. I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm finna give y'all my testimony, and I'm gonna tell y'all because this is how it happened.